Hey, yeah. It's 4 days in Atlanta. A-Town, look, peace up. A-Town down. They don't know about that. Only the real ATLers.
She worked her whole life for this moment. Her own barber shop, her name on the door, her dream finally real. The next morning was supposed to be the best day of her life. She was turning 57. She had everything ready. The balloons, the ribbon, the music. The cheers lined up in a perfect row. But that night, she was shot, and everything she had built was gone. Police say Sabrina Walker, a 56-year-old hairstylist and mother of 3, was killed by her husband, Volanta Lee Walker, outside their home, just hours before the grand opening of her barbershop. Spokesman, Atlanta. The question everyone keeps asking is why? Why now? Why on the night before her dream came true? That Friday evening, neighbors heard shouting coming from the Walkers' home on Littlebrook Way. Moments later, gunshots. When officers arrived, they found Sabrina on the ground. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Volanta was still holding the gun. Police ordered him to drop it. He refused. They say he pointed the weapon toward them. One officer fired. He was hit, taken to the hospital, and survived. Sabrina didn't. Her life ended in her own driveway. They'd been married less than a year. To the outside world, it looked like a happy union. Inside, it was falling apart. One of Sabrina's daughters was home that night. She heard the fight start, and she tried to help. She later said, "I literally brought a knife to a gunfight. I couldn't do anything. He probably could have taken me too. So as much as I wanted to save my mama, I'm thankful I'm still here for my sisters." That sentence says everything: fear, helplessness, and heartbreak. She watched the person who gave her life lose hers in seconds.
Thank y'all so much for coming out on Papa.
Well, everybody. Blood, sweat, and tears. She would have wanted it just like it. We try to plan it for fun, I thank y'all so much for coming out. We're going to be a part of the community, the greatest community ever. That's what we got these bitches out here. Unforeseen circumstances will involve us all. Homeless people right here. We welcome all. Voted out for my mom.
If you look good, pull it tight. Y'all can go get a ticket. My cousin got a ticket. Jada gonna have them. Get a ticket. Put it in the bowl. I don't know what we can get y'all. We got a little prize.
That Friday evening, neighbors heard shouting coming from the Walkers' home on Littlebrook Way. Moments later, gunshots. When officers arrived, they found Sabrina on the ground. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Volanta was still holding the gun. Police ordered him to drop it. He refused. They say he pointed the weapon toward them. One officer fired. He was hit, taken to the hospital, and survived. Sabrina didn't. Her life ended in her own driveway. They'd been married less than a year. To the outside world, it looked like a happy union. Inside, it was falling apart. One of Sabrina's daughters was home that night. She heard the fight start, and she tried to help. She later said, "I literally brought a knife to a gunfight. I couldn't do anything. He probably could have taken me too. So as much as I wanted to save my mama, I'm thankful I'm still here for my sisters." That sentence says everything: fear, helplessness, and heartbreak. She watched the person who gave her life lose hers in seconds. The day after the shooting, the grand opening turned into a memorial. The chairs she picked out were filled with friends, customers, and neighbors holding candles. The sign, Groomsmen Atlanta, glowed above them just like she wanted. "It's heartwarming and uplifting to see everybody come out," said Sabrina Polk, another daughter. "This helped keep us going. This was a tough day. Her family promised to keep the shop open in her honor. They don't want her remembered for how she died, but for who she was. I want her to be known for this," Nixon said. "He deserves no attention whatsoever, and that's powerful." They refuse to let her story end in tragedy. They're turning her dream into a living legacy. Sabrina's story raises questions that make people uncomfortable. How many warning signs go unseen before violence erupts? How many women stay silent out of hope or fear? How often do we mistake survival for strength? Her daughters want the world to listen. They want her death to mean something, a reminder that love shouldn't hurt, and dreams shouldn't end in blood. The GBI says the investigation and the officer-involved shooting review are still ongoing under the Douglas County District Attorney's Office. But for her family, no report can undo what happened. Sabrina left behind her 3 daughters, her business, and a community that loved her. She left behind laughter, advice, and a dream that will live on through her children. Every day that her shop's doors open, she's there in spirit. Every snip of the clippers, every smile from a customer, every success story, it's her legacy. Her family wants people to remember the joy she brought, not the pain she suffered. They say that's how she'd want it. This story is about more than one woman. It's about the countless people trapped in violent relationships, afraid to speak, afraid to leave. It's about how control turns to isolation, and isolation turns to tragedy. Domestic violence doesn't always start with a hit. It starts with a word, a tone, a threat, and then it grows. By the time the world notices, it's too late. If you or anyone you know is in that kind of situation, don't wait. Speak up, get help. Because sometimes the only way to honor stories like Sabrina's is to make sure they don't repeat. Those were the words one neighbor said. She should have been cutting a ribbon that morning, not becoming another victim. That sentence captures everything about this tragedy. The contrast between joy and grief. Between a dream fulfilled and a dream destroyed. The same hands that held scissors to shape other people's looks were the hands building her future. She wanted to create jobs, teach skills, build confidence. And she was killed before she could even unlock the doors. Weeks after her death, the community raised funds to keep Groomsmen Atlanta running. Her daughters planned to expand its summing. Maybe add a beauty section in her name. Every milestone keeps her memory alive. To them, she isn't gone. She's part of everything they do. She's the reason they keep showing up, keep cutting hair, keep smiling through tears. That's how they fight back. That's how they heal. Because Sabrina Walker's story isn't rare, it's real. It happens quietly, behind closed doors, until one day it's too loud to ignore. Her name deserves to be spoken. Her story deserves to be shared. Not for views, not for clicks, but for awareness. Every time you share stories like this, someone listening might recognize a sign and walk away before it's too late. If you believe stories like this deserve to be heard, subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notifications so you never miss the truth behind real-life stories that matter. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Because silence protects the wrong person. And every voice we lose should push us to speak louder. Rest in peace, Sabrina Walker. Your dream didn't die. It lives on in every life you touched.